I'm Ethan Ons from Fiasco Sports and SA Footballer Magazine, and today I'm joined by Bill Collins, President of the Ingle Farm Footy Club in the Division 6, and he is our feature legend of the week. So, Bill, first of all, tell me, how did you find yourself becoming President of Ingle Farm?
I've been there a long time. I've been there 22 years now, and I was actually chairman back in the early 2000s. There was no one around. I was still playing footy back then, and there was no one at the time put their hand up, so I took on the role, did it for a couple of years, and then just lately I've come back involved in 2012, and our president at the time, Scott Smart, who had done 7 years I think on the trot, he had to drop out with work commitments, so I was footy director at the time, helping out with the A grade, so I just took on the role and have been there since.
And so obviously being involved in Ingle Farm for a long time, what are probably the biggest things that you've noticed about the club in terms of positive changes in that time?
Yeah, I think the juniors is a big thing. When I was playing back in the 90s and early 2000s, I think it's 2000 when we started our juniors back up. But in the 90s, we never had juniors, and the club had strong juniors in the early days, 70s and 80s, and then there was none in the 90s. Now the juniors have been back up and running, 17 years now, and we've got a team in every grade, which is good for our senior club because it means players will come through. So I think that's probably the biggest positive change in the club has been the rebirth of the juniors.
And from your perspective, what would you say is probably the highlight for you in terms of being involved in Ingle Farm?
Just seeing the club grow, and our aim is to get out of Division 6. We've been in there a long time and hovered around there. We've been up to as high as 4 before, but that's our aim, is to get up into Div 5, Div 4, and then build from there. So it's just being around the place and seeing the boys. I love seeing the boys happy, winning games of footy. It's just great. So yeah.
What sort of things do you feel like the club sort of needs to do in order to jump up those divisions?
Probably we need to rebuild right from the top. We've got to be a bit more professional in what we do. We've got to make sure that we've got a good environment for our kids, the kids that want to stay at our club and want to be involved in senior footy, and not think that we're a rat bag club or anything like that. So I think it's got to start off from the start. Top, and then we've got to provide the right environment for the juniors to come through, and then encourage them to come through and play. And I don't think you really need to go out and buy too many players and spend a lot of money if you've got good juniors coming through. And I think if you look at the top clubs, Teachers Gully, Payneham Union, Payneham Norwood, and clubs like that, they have a really good junior structure that helps out their senior club, and that's the key to it.
Absolutely, and obviously no club can be successful without the support of some really great sponsors. So who does sponsor the Ingle Farm Footy Club?
Yeah, I've brought a list with me so I don't forget anyone, even though they're on my shirt. But yeah, look, Turner's Real Estate are our major Guernsey sponsor, fantastic. Clovercrest Hotel and the Mawson Lakes Hotel, Ultimate Wood Heaters and Gas Log Fires, Hong Kong Discount Hardware at Paracas, Sprint Auto Parts Ingle Farm, Fun Life Fitness at Ingle Farm, Aussie's Roofing Repairs, Adelaide Fridge Doors, MC Windscreens, Para Hills Quality Meats, Walkley's Pizza Bar, Gumnuts Tree and Stump Removals, Intersport at Ingle Farm, Cutting Edge Lawn Mowing, Para Electrical Services, and Global Gym Equipment. And looking at that list, a lot of them are long-term sponsors. They've been there a long time, and we're really privileged to have a good group of sponsors that have hung around for quite a while and continue to support our club.
Awesome to hear. And just one last quick one. You did mention that there is a big event coming up for Ingle Farm. Would you just like to tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah. We've got this year's our 50th birthday. We've got a big event coming up at the Clovercrest Hotel in July. It starts with Past Players Day on July 22nd versus Pulteney, who are top of the table. So it'll be a good clash down there for Past Players Day. Then we continue on that night. We go to an event, a cocktail event up at the Clovercrest Hotel, where we'll go back over the history of the club and look at some of the past greats and things like that, and have a really good celebration up there and for the night, and hopefully a lot of old players and people get involved. If people out there have been involved with Ingle Farm or know people who have been involved with Ingle Farm, contact the club, contact myself, get along on the night. It's $40 a head at the Clovercrest Hotel, and it'll be a great night and a great chance to catch up with a lot of past players and learn a lot about the history of the club.
Awesome, sounds like a great event. Thanks, Bill. I'm Ethan Ons from Fiasco Sports and SA Footballer Magazine, and today I was joined by Bill Collins, President of the Ingle Farm Footy Club in the Division 6, and he was our feature legend of the week.